Tucked away in eastern Indonesia, Flores isn't on most travellers' radar. While it's larger than Bali, it's less well known and far less developed. The roads are rough, the villages are traditional, and the landscapes are dramatic. It's remote, almost untouched, and that's exactly why we came, to experience the real Indonesia, far from the usual tourist trail. We're Chris and Lydia. Join us as we explore Flores. We flew from Sydney, Australia to Flores via Bali, landing first in the northwestern harbour town of Labuan Bajo before continuing on to the southern town of Ende. It was here that we joined our Flying the Nest expedition, a small group tour hosted by Australian couple Stephen and Jess from the YouTube channel Flying the Nest. We've been watching their channel for years, so it felt pretty cool to be out here now sharing the road with them.
If you're wondering why we're looking a bit dishevelled, a bit sun-kissed, if you watch all these videos you're going to see why, because this is how we turn out at the end.
Yep. So stay tuned and come roving with us through Flores in Indonesia. In our previous video, we shared our first destination with the group, a hike up Mount Kelimutu, an active volcano near Ende, famous for its 3 crater lakes that change colour without warning.
Good morning.
Good morning everyone, welcome back to Flores.
Last time you saw us, we were climbing Kelimutu.
We had to get up really early in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning. And it was a 30-minute hike, so not a bad hike at all. It was an easy hike, and we did get quite a bit of rain. So please part the clouds when I get up there, and look, the heavens have answered.
Ta-da!
The clouds cleared at the perfect amount of time for us to see the volcanoes and the craters and the different coloured waters. It was an incredible sight to see, well worth the early morning rise.
After our pre-dawn hike up Mount Kelimutu, we returned to our Eco Lodge in the town of Moni to freshen up and grab a quick breakfast. This tiny village rests amongst misty rice fields, rolling hills and babbling streams. On the edge of town, a short trail leads down to Mengeruda Waterfall, a perfect spot to cool off on a hot day, and where volcanic minerals tint the water yellow. Back at the Eco Lodge, we packed our bags and got ready to begin our journey across central and western Flores. Oh, and did I mention that Stephen and Jess travel with their little family, 4-year-old Hunter and 2-year-old Koa, already seasoned little adventurers.
I love unicorns!
Yeah, I'm so pleased because I thought, I wonder if Hunter likes unicorns. So I'm so glad you said that.
Alongside 5 other travellers and led by our local intrepid guide Johannes, we hit the road. After we got back from Kelimutu, we hopped straight onto our minivan and we headed west. It was Friday, so we passed lots of markets.
Okay, and today is a market day, and this is their local market here.
Weekly markets every Friday.
So many people in this road.
So it must be Friday today. Lots of fresh produce. Looks like the whole town and the whole region's here. Hopefully we can stop a bit later on to get some fresh bananas that Lydia's been craving.
We're at the local markets, and there's some snake fruit over here.
What is snake fruit?
We're going to try some after this.
Did you want to buy some of those bananas? I might grab one.
Maybe 2. Grab 2.
2.
One for me.
One.
Thank you.
2. Alright, pass them back. Bananas, anyone?
Bananas, thank you.
So this is a snake fruit. Is that what they called it, Lyd?
Looks
Because-
like snake skin.
Yeah, it's snake skin. It's all scaly. You peel the skin.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
You don't eat skin.
Just bite it. Ooh. Strong flavour.
You're not making me want to eat it.
No.
No.
Bit earthy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just sweetish, but not too sweet. I think I'll put that one aside. And what was this one, Lid?
It's a mangosteen.
Mangosteen. Well, that's a hard shell.
There's like a fleshy white bit you're supposed to eat.
Is it?
Yes, I don't think you've kind of broken. Yeah, it's
broken
not.
through.
Yeah,
There
there
we
you
go.
go.
So you break
Yeah.
through
Yeah,
a
that
little
bit.
fleshy, orange fleshy bit, and then inside there's a
that's
white
the
fleshy bit. So it's the white fleshy bit that
It's
you
the
eat.
white fleshy bit you eat, but you don't have the seeds again. You just eat around the seeds.
Right.
There you go.
That's yummy.
It's a good one.
I like that one. That is sweet.
Like a
and
lychee.
juicy. It's got the texture of a lychee.
Okay.
Not a strong flavour, but it's a bit sweet and refreshing. It's really nice.
Okay.
I would have that one.
Would I
definitely.
like that one?
You would.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to try one after.
Now, we did have a lychee. Where did that go?
They
So-
call them a ramatan. Ramatan. So I don't
they're
know if they're
huge.
exactly the same as a lychee
It
or if
looks
they're.
like
It's a
like
lychee
giant
family.
lychee,
Yeah.
But,
I think it's a lychee family, but I'm not sure if they're exactly the same fruit.
right.
Oh,
So,
very similar.
it looks
Maybe
like a lychee. Open that up.
maybe it's just their name for lychee. Same or a bit
Yeah.
different? Same.
No, it's like a lychee.
Okay,
It's good. I love lychees. 2 out of 3 I liked.
that's pretty good.
Flores may be large, but it's not easy to get around. Public transport is limited to basic local buses and shared minibuses, often unreliable and uncomfortable for long distances. The roads between towns are narrow and winding, and in many places rough and poorly maintained. And that's why most visitors, like us, choose to explore the island as part of a small group tour or with a private driver. After passing back through Ende, our journey brought us to the coast and the deep blue waters of the Savu Sea. It was a striking contrast to the misty mountains inland and a reminder of just how diverse the landscapes of Flores can be. People got their clothes drying.
Hey, people are drying their clothes down there. That's a good idea.
We stopped for lunch at a blue pebble beach, which is beautiful. I've never seen blue pebbles before.
No, naturally occurring, just with the minerals within the volcanic stones themselves. Big steps for little legs. We're at a bluestone beach just to the west of Ende, and all the rocks are blue. They've got a blue tint to them. It's quite a unique looking beach.
Different shades of blue. And then we've got volcanic sand as well, which is black sand.
Yeah,
So the blue against the black looks really unique. And then you've got this beautiful turquoise water. It's gorgeous.
As we left the coast behind, we settled in for a long afternoon on the road.
And it was more driving, a lot more driving.
Yeah. Through a windy road.
Lots of windy roads.
Lots of windy roads.
The windiest roads I've ever experienced in my life. Definitely not a direct route. It's all hairpin bends all the way.
Long days, but you know, it was beautiful countryside, very green and rice terraces and
Very pretty scenery.
and volcanoes, lots of volcanoes. It's almost as though that cloud
Yeah, I know.
makes it look like it's erupting.
And a lot more driving.
And then late in the afternoon, we came upon a hot springs, a volcanic hot springs.
That was a good way to end the day. We got there and the springs were about 41, 42 degrees, so you'd be in there for a little bit.
Very hot.
And then you'd get out and back in again and get out.
Yeah, hotter than I thought. I'm way hotter than I thought. Yeah.
Very warm.
It's very warm. It's hotter than my warmest bath even, isn't it? I like a warm bath. I'm like,
It's actually hot.
it's hot.
Outside the water as well, so.
I don't think you could stay in too long, but it's You do acclimatise a little bit. I know. It's kind of like sauna. It's sauna weather.
It's all volcanic.
It's got to be doing something good for us, doesn't it? This is next level for a Swedish man.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me? Olive's melting.
You like your saunas in Sweden? Going to another pool to see if it's a little bit cooler. Because that one was so hot you could only stay in it for a few minutes. This one's much bigger. Hotter or colder?
Maybe slightly colder.
Because it's bigger. Slightly colder because it's a larger pool. Oh yeah, I don't know. It's feeling still very warm.
Did you see the dragonflies? There's dragonflies.
There's dragonflies all around.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Okay, look one. Oh, what, they're just zooming around your head.
Is it?
Yeah. And then we did find one that was a little bit cooler that we were all able to just sit in there and hang out for a lot longer, but that made for a good night's sleep and relaxed muscles, and it was a good way to end the day.
Not that we needed any help with a good night's sleep after getting up before 4 a.m. And then last night we've come into this hotel. It's probably 2-star, would you say?
Probably a 2-star hotel, so it's
quite basic.
Very basic. Did the job.
Did the job. We've had a night's sleep and we're off again today.
Yep, off and see what we get up to today. Breakfast with a view like never before.
It's amazing. Just wake up and there's a volcano right beside you.
I can't say that's ever happened to us before.
No. Our hotel in Bajawa sits at the foot of Mount Inierie, the tallest volcano on Flores. Today's drive takes us around its base before continuing westward to the city of Ruteng. This is a coffee plantation just outside of Bajawa. Apparently this area is famous for its coffee and also for its bamboo. As we made our way south, we took a short detour up Wolobobo Hill, and my goodness, the view did not disappoint. If you're after a storybook volcano, then this is the place to see it. Mount Inierie rises in near perfect symmetry, one of the most striking sights in all of Flores.
Look at this view. We're at volcano named
Mount Inierie. I'll insert it here.
Insert it here, but look at this. I don't think I've ever been this close to a volcano, but it's magnificent. It's a clear day. But look at this view. Look at that. Looks like a camel's back, and then you've got all the water. I can hear in the distance
Cicadas.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It is.
And there's eucalyptus trees. Maybe they like eucalyptus trees because apparently they've got eucalyptus trees. How's the view from up there?
About the same as down there.
You're a little bit higher. Yeah.
Let's take it. Oh yeah, sorry.
Come down. Oh, she's winning now.
She's got. Look at that. Fantastic.
Back on the road again, and yep, this is what a lot of the roads in Flores look like. When I say narrow, winding and bumpy, I'm not kidding. When two cars meet, it turns into a slow motion negotiation. About 40 minutes later, we pulled into Bena Traditional Village, one of the most iconic in Flores. And it's easy to see why, with its beautifully preserved houses and a stunning jungle setting with Mount Inierie towering in the background. We're at Bena Village and we've just had our traditional welcome where we're given scarves. It's a traditional village here in the southern part of Flores. We're just doing a tour of the village. The people of Flores have roots that stretch into the Pacific, quite distinct from the more Asian-influenced cultures of Bali and Java. Their strong Melanesian heritage is reflected in a deep spiritual connection to the land, a powerful respect for ancestors, and rituals passed down through generations. Here in Bena Traditional Village, you get a real sense of that heritage. It's not just a tourist site, it's home to the Nyada people who've lived here for centuries and continue to follow the customs of their ancestors. At the heart of Nyada belief is ancestral worship. The village is centred around two types of shrine. Nyadu, honouring male ancestors and symbolising strength and protection, and Baga, for female ancestors, representing home, fertility and nurturing. When they have a large celebration that the whole village gets behind, they sacrifice an animal and have a big celebration, but they first bring some of the sacrificed animal and vegetables and fruits and give them to the ancestors here and leave it there for one day before the village people partake. Offerings are made to ask for protection, guidance and to give thanks for a good harvest. We noticed buffalo and pig skulls hanging on some of the homes. Each one tells a story, a ceremony performed, an offering made, a family honouring its ancestors. The more skulls displayed, the higher the family standing in the community. The tall pointed rooftops on the houses mirrors the shape of Mount Inierie, the village's dramatic backdrop. They reach towards the sky, connecting the homes to the spirit world, symbolising the deep ties between the Nyada people, their land and their ancestors. At the top of the village, we climbed to an elevated lookout with sweeping views. Bena on one side and the valleys and ocean on the other. Interestingly, this high point is marked by a statue of the Virgin Mary. Flores is predominantly Catholic, and many Nyada people practice Catholicism while still holding on to their traditional rituals. It's really interesting how old traditions and new faiths just exist side by side here.
That was incredible. That was a 1200-year-old village. And one interesting fact was that even though they're next to a volcano, it's never sort of come down by the village or wiped out the village, which you would have thought in 1200 years that may have happened, but must be a very blessed village for that not to happen, I reckon.
The drive to Ruteng took up the rest of the afternoon, starting along the coast before climbing back into the hills. You really come to appreciate a place so much more when you travel by road. As we neared Ruteng, the weather closed in, and it was already dark by the time we arrived. This is a lot fancier than we've had before. That's our room right here. This morning we're in the city of Ruteng, the capital of the region. There's still a lot of road ahead today, but before we move on, we're stopping at a couple of fascinating spots nearby.
Is that?
That's right.
Oh my god!
We haven't got very far. We haven't got very far before we were stopped by a parade of people holding palm trees. It must be Palm Sunday, it's just before Easter. Lydia's just been spooked by a big bumblebee that's buzzing around, and she's headed for the hills. After Lydia regained her composure and the procession had passed, we continued the 20-kilometre drive to Liang Bua cave. By now we were well used to the rough roads in Flores, but even our van had to admit defeat on the final hill, so we finished the journey on foot. We're at the Hobbit caves. Who knew that Indonesia had hobbits? It might seem like a lot of effort just to see a cave, but this isn't just any cave. This is the discovery site of the Hobbit of Flores, one of the most fascinating archaeological finds in recent history.
Very, very impressive. And Chris will give you all the historical information about this cave, because there's just not enough time for me to repeat it here now. But Chris will tell you all about it very shortly.
In 2003, archaeologists uncovered the remains of a previously unknown human species here, Homo floresiensis. She stood just over a metre tall, had a small brain, and lived about 50,000 years ago. Nicknamed the Hobbit for her tiny stature, her discovery turned the story of human evolution on its head. Scientists had long believed that small-brained human ancestors had vanished 1 million years earlier, but she lived much more recently, at the same time as modern Homo sapiens, possibly even in the same regions. The skeleton displayed in the small Liang Bua Cave Museum is a replica. The original remains are securely stored in Jakarta.
Lydia's got a magic trick.
Ready, my magic trick? Oh, let's get a good one. One camera.
Making our way back from the cave was slow going on these narrow roads, especially with all the villagers heading home after their Palm Sunday celebrations. But once the traffic cleared, we were back on track and heading to our second stop of the day.
We're at the Spiderweb rice fields, and they're a lot more. I imagine them to be elevated, but they're actually all flat.
Yeah, we walked up a hill, so we've got a great view over the top of them. The Spiderweb rice fields are known locally as Lingko, and from above they really do look like a giant spiderweb spread across the valley. But this design isn't just for show, it's part of an ancient system used to fairly divide land among families. Each family receives a slice of land like a piece of pie, and each slice is then divided into sections. But the system goes deeper than that. At the very centre is the Lodok, a sacred point symbolising the heart of the community. The land closest to the Lodok is reserved for the head of the clan or founding family. The other sections are then allocated to other family members. The further out the section, the more junior the family member. We spent another long afternoon driving, this time from Ruteng to the small village of Dintor on the southern coast. The road conditions didn't improve much, but by now we're getting used to all the bumps and bends.
It's been a long drive on a very bumpy road today, but we are finally here and well worth it because look at this for our destination today.
We're in the town of Dintor, or the little village of Dintor, and we've got an exciting day planned for tomorrow, but we will tell you about that in our next video. But thank you very much for watching our travels through the south of Flores.
And please, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below, and we hope that you'll come roving again with us tomorrow to see what we get up to in the beautiful Flores.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.